What's up, everybody? This is Showtime's Fight Forum. You already know this is your boy Showtime, and as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and all that good stuff. So today's going to be a recap of this past weekend, and then we also got to talk a little bit of Canelo, because it's going to be a boxing conversation. MMA really didn't anything happen last weekend. Kind of was a dry week, but it made up for it in boxing. And boxing, like I said, it's been hitting really hard, so I've been really appreciating it. So let's first get into the big conversation, which is the fight, and that is Gervonta Tank Davis fought Rolly Romero. Now, there's been some buzz. This fight was supposed to happen last year, but unfortunately, because of accusations, Rolly couldn't fight, and then they ended up getting Niza Cruz, and that was a really good fight actually. But I'll be honest with you, that wasn't a fight that too many people was really clamoring for, but it was a fun fight in the making just because Rolly is a very hilarious dude. Not that coherent, didn't make much sense, but what he was saying was funny to me at least. I was looking forward to it. I didn't do a show last week because I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought it was pretty obvious who was gonna win. I didn't think it was really a debate. I mean, the guy only had 14 fights, pretty raw, started really late, he was doing judo. I mean, this is kind of a really big step up for him. You could argue that he lost the fight previously. It really wasn't a good look, man. Like, the guy he's talented, he definitely can hit hard. But I mean, there's levels to this, and there's a lot of complaints when it comes to Tank that are honestly granted. However, one thing you can't say is the guy's not a good boxer. The guy's really good, like elite at that. We just don't know how elite. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But as far as the fight went, I was pleasantly surprised by Rolly. The guy was confident. The guy talked a big game, and granted, he didn't go in there and brawl like many expected, and he did talk a big game as far as him walking forward and just, piecing him up and going for the knockout. He didn't do that, and that was smart. He shouldn't have done that. He fights with his chin up in the air too much, and that's why I was like, he's gonna get obliterated. I mean, I've heard people say he was gonna get sent to the land of the winds and ghosts. Funniest line I've ever heard in my whole entire life, and he eventually did go there. But there was very small avenues for this guy to win. And at the end of the day, he had a puncher's chance. He was gonna have to knock Gervonta out. I didn't see that he was gonna be able to outbox him. However, he was outboxing him. Now, I'll talk from Tank's side in a little bit, but from Rolly's side, he was doing a great job with the jab, keeping him off him. Gervonta was very shelled up. He really didn't do too much. I didn't know if he was really worried about the power, or he just wanted to see what game plan he really was gonna come with, or he was just analyzing him. I don't know, but I can easily say that the first couple rounds were Rolly rounds. And I will say after the fourth, he kind of got figured out, and then it was all she wrote. But he landed a good couple power punches. He kind of hurt Tank. I ain't gonna say he like rocked him, but he definitely caught him a few times that was like, oh shoot, okay. And I'm not shocked by that because it's a boxing match and the guy punches hard, so if he lands, you will feel it. But I don't know. Gervonta came out like he was a little worried of the power. It did seem like he was cognizant of this guy can get me out the way a little bit. A little of that could have been gamesmanship, and once again, studying your opponent, which is a very possible thing. He doesn't really train with Floyd, but he is under Floyd. You can watch Floyd and see that's how Floyd goes about fights. He always has to analyze and then attack. But the quicker fighter was easily Gervonta. Rolly was the bigger fighter. I didn't really see how big he was compared to him until the actual fight, and I was like, okay, there's a size difference. And punching power difference. He was saying how much he hits harder. I believe Rolly hits hard. I don't think he hits as hard as Tank. I didn't believe that, didn't see it, and I still don't believe that. So that kind of was weird. And I really thought he believed in his head that he can't get hurt because Gervonta is too small, which is stupid because, I mean, he knocked out Mario Barrios. Well, he dropped him multiple times, and Barrios is a legit 140. Well, now he's 147, and he was able to knock him out. Keith Thurman couldn't even knock him out. So that right there tells you Tank packs a punch. It doesn't matter. Anybody from 147 down will feel Tank's power easily, like not even close. But yeah, like I said, Rolly did as well as I thought he could possibly do in this fight, and I was very impressed with him actually. For a guy with 14 fights, a guy that honestly lacks a little bit of fundamentals, I mean, he did as well as I think he could have done. Him asking for a rematch is hilarious, but I mean, I get it. He probably made a lot of money. He wants to make more money. You don't get it because you got clean slept. I mean, bro, it was done. I mean, whatever. Now, from Tank's perspective, to be honest with you, man, like, I'm kind of indifferent with it. Did he look good? Was it a great knockout? Of course. But this was, in my opinion, a lose-lose situation for Tank. I mean, you're expected to win. We knew you were going to win. The only thing you had to do was just have a phenomenal knockout, which he eventually did. But the first, 4 or 5 rounds, I mean, was it anything that impressive? No. I mean, we got to keep it a stack. He's a power puncher. He can punch hard. But there's still things that you could possibly say, was he just not taking Rolly serious? Does he really have holes in his game as far as being outboxed? Is his only chance of beating elite fighter is to knock them out? Because if so, he's really going to run into some tough options. I mean, there's so many questions that still are unanswered because of this fight. And at the end of the day, Tank is 27 years old. He has to, right now, is at the prime age where he needs to fight these tough guys. He needs to fight the world champions. He needs a real championship belt. He doesn't have one yet outside of featherweight. He needs in lightweight, super lightweight, wherever way he wants to go. He needs to start fighting champions. You're 27. You want to be an all-time great, you need to start collecting these belts. Mike Tyson got one at what, 22? Like, a lot of these world champions were world champions in multiple divisions by the time they were close to 30, if they weren't already 20, like at the age of 27. So you have to eventually get there. Fighting the Rollies, it looks good, but on your highlight reel. But as far as like the boxing purists and the fans who really want to see tough options, you're not really feeding that. And you could put some on a promotion. You can put that a little bit on Al Heyman, maybe put a little bit on Floyd. But you're a free agent now. You might go back. If you do go back, let's put it like this: if you go back and we still don't get these fights, now we have to start talking about what is Tank doing. Because beforehand, you could say, hey, at the end of the day, Floyd did a smart job, made him rich, put him in pay-per-views, a big star now. Now you're a free agent. Now it's you have the star power. You have control. There's no excuse on why you shouldn't fight the Lomachenkos, why you shouldn't fight the Devin Haney's or the Cambosas or the Ryan Garcias. You have the power now. So everything's up to you. So before I gave you a pass, I didn't put it on you because at the end of the day, you're from West Baltimore. I don't think you're scared. I know you're not scared of no fighter. I believe that you genuinely believe you're the best fighter in the world, but you have to prove it. You have to fight these guys. And I don't believe honestly anybody in that division are scared of each other. People can say whatever they want, but I don't think nobody. When you're elite of the elite, I don't believe that no fighter is scared that is elite. You might be a little afraid of possibly losing your O, but I don't see people being scared of an opponent. I don't believe that. So now, good win. You know, it is what it is. We want to move on now. So it's what's next. People want to see, obviously, him fight Devin Haney and George Cambosa. Who's going to fight this week? Realistically, that's not going to happen. I'll eventually talk about that fight later this week, but there is a rematch clause in this fight, so I see this fight playing out in two fights this year, and I don't see Tank waiting, and he shouldn't wait. Once again, you're 27, you're in your prime, you need to get dubs. So that's out the picture. Lomachenko's probably going to wait for the champion because, I mean, at the end of the day, he's at his last run. He's getting up there in age, 35 years old or whatever. I don't see him like taking a busy fight. I don't see him taking Tank for what? He's not the champion. So he actually needs a reason to get another fight. So I see him fighting the winner. And he has rights to it because at the end of the day, this was supposed to be him. Devin Haney wasn't supposed to get this fight. It was supposed to be Lomachenko, but unfortunately, the Ukraine situation happened. So that took him out the picture. In my opinion, there's only one other option. And that's the option a lot of people are trying to sleep on, which I don't understand, which is Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia versus Tank at the end of the year is the fight to make. That's the only fight to make. People want to sit here and say Ryan Garcia isn't ready for that. How? What makes you guys say he's not ready for Tank? Was Rolly ready for Tank? I was interested in that fight. Was Cruz ready? Like, why are we so dismissive off of Cruz? I mean, off of Ryan Garcia because he's popular. Because he pulls out of fights? Okay, cool. Pull out a fight? Yeah, I guess that's fair. But as far as boxing skill, bruh, he's very talented. Like, why are we hating on him? He beat Luke Campbell, who's a very good boxer. Lomachenko couldn't even finish him. Ryan Garcia got him out the way. Oh, well, Luke Campbell, he dropped him. Okay, cool. Yes, he had his chin in the air. I don't see him fighting Tank the same way he fought Luke Campbell. He fought Luke Campbell like he didn't respect him. He's gonna respect Tank. You have to. There's no way you're gonna fight Tank and not respect him. Rolly talked all that ish. He respected him because he didn't go at him like he said he was gonna do. Why? Because that man will knock you the heck out. So I don't see that happening. I think Ryan Garcia, who's bigger than freaking well, I ain't gonna say physically bigger, but as far as size, he's the same size as Mario Barrios. And if Mario Barrios could honestly give Tank a good go, which if you want to really break down round for round, Mario won a good portion of those rounds and also hurt Tank in the later rounds. If you're gonna tell me that Mario can compete with him, but Ryan Garcia can't, you're tripping. Ryan Garcia is way more talented and, in my opinion, a better fighter than Mario Barrios. You can sit here and say, oh, he hasn't fought that many names, this, that, and the third. Neither has Tank. Like, miss me with that. Gamboa washed when the time he fought him. Who else you want to bring? Cruz, cool. That's a great win. Name somebody else. Name these impressive wins that he's had with these big names. He hasn't had it either. Both their resumes are bad. So let's cut the resumes out. Just because one has super flashy knockouts and the other one, is a pretty boy. Don't sleep on the pretty boy. The pretty boy hits hard. He might not hit as hard as Tank, but he hits hard. He's definitely quicker than Tank. He got faster hands than Tank. He has the reach and the size advantage. Like I said, that is the fight to make. They're both stars. They're both popular. I'm excited to see it. So hopefully that's the fight to make. I know Ryan Garcia has a fight coming up in a couple months, and it's a winnable fight for him. Hopefully he gets a spectacular knockout. If he gets a spectacular knockout, I 100% see this fight happening in December, and I'm gonna be front row. I'm in my house, but I'm definitely gonna watch it, and I'm definitely gonna make sure, do a breakdown of this, because people are really disrespecting Ryan Garcia way, way too much. Because Ryan Garcia got questions, but so does Tank. So let's see this fight play out, and I want to hear what y'all think. All right, as always, this is Showtime's Fight Forum. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, give me a holla. Once again, I'm on all social medias at Showtime Sanders. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure y'all be blessed.